Welcome back to United Zoom, your home for the best football content every single day. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss an update. Now, let's get into it. The Premier League title race has reached its most critical moment of the season. 6 games remaining, millions of pounds on the line, years of effort, sacrifice, and ambition all funneling into one single afternoon at the Etihad Stadium. Arsenal versus Manchester City. This is not just another top-of-the-table clash. This is the match that could decide the destiny of the Premier League title. And Arsenal, the side sitting at the top of the table, arrive in Manchester not as confident leaders, but as a team carrying the weight of recent failures, haunted by self-doubt and desperately searching for answers. The question everyone is asking today is simple. Do Arsenal have what it takes? Or will Manchester City, once again, prove why they are the gold standard of English football? Let's break it all down. To understand what today means, you have to look at the journey that brought both clubs to this point. Arsenal started the season brilliantly. Mikel Arteta's side were dominant, organized, and ruthless. The Gunners looked like a team finally ready to end their long wait for a league title. Their performances were convincing. Their results were consistent. And for the majority of the campaign, they looked worthy leaders. But football has a cruel habit of exposing weakness at the worst possible moment. The cracks began to show in February. Arsenal faced Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley, a match that was billed at the time as a defining moment. A chance for Arsenal to prove they belonged among the elite. A chance to win silverware, build confidence, and send a message to the rest of the league. Instead, City won, and that defeat left a mark. What made it worse was what followed. Southampton, a side fighting relegation, knocked Arsenal out of the FA Cup. Yes, Arsenal had rotated their squad that day, and yes, there were mitigating factors, but still stung. And then, just days later, Bournemouth beat Arsenal at the Emirates, a result that sent shockwaves through North London and changed the mood around the club entirely. 3 competitions, 3 painful exits, in the space of just a few weeks. Suddenly, the title race felt very, very different. Here is what makes today's game so fascinating. This is not just a football match. This is a psychological battle. Arsenal arrive at the Etihad in a fragile state of mind. Their confidence has been rocked. Their form has been inconsistent. And the pressure that comes with leading the title race, has been visibly affecting the entire squad. Mikel Arteta has tried everything to lift his players. Last week he told the fans to bring their lunch, bring their dinner. He said he was on fire. He talked about passion, commitment, and desire. But words are easy. It's what happens on the pitch that matters. And on the pitch, Arsenal have looked far from convincing in recent weeks. There is also the curious pattern of April. Throughout Arteta's time at Arsenal, April has been his worst month by a significant margin. In 2022, 3 successive defeats. In 2023, 3 draws and a loss to City. In 2025, 3 more draws. The numbers don't lie. Arsenal and April do not mix well. Compare that to Pep Guardiola. The City manager has won around 80% of his league matches at the Etihad in April, his most successful month of the entire calendar year. In the last 23 April League games, City have won 19 and drawn 4. They have not lost a single one. That is a staggering record, and it tells you everything you need to know about the weight of history heading into this afternoon. While Arsenal were losing to Bournemouth on Saturday, Manchester City were watching and waiting, and they have been in remarkable form. After their Champions League exit to Real Madrid, a result that stung but also freed them, City have turned their full attention to the domestic season, and the results have been devastating for anyone standing in their way. Since that European exit, City have beaten Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Combined scoreline: 9 goals scored, 0 conceded, 9-0 on aggregate across 3 matches against 3 of the top sides in the country. That is not a team in crisis. That is a team peaking at exactly the right time. Guardiola himself admitted last weekend, after the victory over Chelsea, that beating Arsenal once is so difficult. Imagine, he said, beating them twice in a few weeks. Well, City beat them once in February. Today is their second chance. And based on everything we have seen in recent weeks, Guardiola's side go into this match full of belief, full of momentum, and very much smelling blood. One of the most important factors in today's match is what Arsenal do not have available to them. Bukayo Saka, arguably Arsenal's most important player and one of the most creative attackers in the Premier League, has been confirmed as absent. For Arsenal to go to the Etihad and try to win the title race without their key man is a massive blow. Arteta spoke on Friday about the frustration of injuries hitting hard again at such a critical time of the season. He said, and I quote, that the biggest lesson is April. You need your whole squad available. Your best players on the pitch, as much as possible, increases the probability of winning dramatically. And he is absolutely right. But here is the brutal reality. That is not possible for Arsenal today. Their best players are not all available. And Arteta himself acknowledged that this simply cannot be used as an excuse. He is right about that too. If Arsenal are going to win the title, they have to find a way to do it, even without key personnel. The greatest teams in history have found ways to overcome adversity. Today is Arsenal's chance to prove they are one of those teams. Let's talk about the mathematics of this title race, because the numbers are crucial. Currently, Arsenal lead the table by 6 points, but City have a game in hand, a home match against Crystal Palace that, based on current form, they will be expected to win. If City beat Arsenal today, the gap at the top could effectively close to just 3 points, with City still having that game in hand. Goal difference could also shift in City's favor. Suddenly, Arsenal would no longer be in control of their own destiny. Guardiola has been crystal clear about what a City win would mean. He said the title race will be over if Arsenal are beaten today. That is a bold statement, but it is not an unreasonable one. On the other hand, a draw for Arsenal would be significant. Even with City winning their game in hand, a draw today would leave Arsenal 3 points clear. That is still a manageable cushion. It means Arsenal stay in the driving seat, however nervously. And a win? A victory at the Etihad would be seismic. It would be the kind of statement result that Arsenal have not produced in a title run-in for decades. Arteta's side would be within touching distance of the title. The psychological momentum would swing dramatically, and City, for all their quality, would suddenly be facing an almost impossible mountain to climb. For Mikel Arteta, personally, today represents something profound. He has poured everything into this Arsenal project. He has rebuilt the club from the ground up. He has developed young players, implemented a clear philosophy, and turned Arsenal from a mid-table side into genuine title contenders. But the question that follows him everywhere is simple. Can he win the big one? Can he deliver when the pressure is at its absolute highest? The Carabao Cup final was supposed to answer that question. It didn't, at least not in the way he wanted. Today is another chance, perhaps the most important chance yet. His press conference on Friday was notably different in tone. There were no big emotional speeches, no rallying cries. Just a quiet, clear statement. We want to win the game. We are there to win the game. We haven't talked about a draw. We need to win the game, and we are preparing to win the game. Whether that calmness reflects genuine composure or a manager trying to keep a lid on the pressure building around his squad, only time will tell. What is certain is this. Arteta has put everything into winning this title. If Arsenal deliver today, it sets the stage for a historic finish. If they fall short, hard questions will follow about whether this group of players, talented as they are, can ever truly cross the line. Let's step back for a moment and look at the bigger picture. This title race has been one of the most compelling in recent memory. 2 elite clubs, 2 elite managers, going head-to-head over the course of a long, exhausting season. City have the experience. They know what it takes. Guardiola has won title after title and forged one of the greatest dynasties in the history of English football. His players know how to manage pressure, how to perform in the biggest moments, and how to find another gear when it matters most. Arsenal have the hunger. They have been waiting for this moment. A generation of players, many of them developed at the club, who have grown up dreaming of being champions. Gabriel, Saka, Martinelli, Rice, these are players who genuinely want to make history. The question is whether want is enough on a day like today. What we know for certain is that this match will define the narrative of the season. Win, draw, or lose. The story of Arsenal's 2025-26 campaign will be shaped by what happens at the Etihad this afternoon. So what is the prediction? What's going to happen? Honestly, this is one of the hardest matches to call in recent Premier League history. Both teams have quality. Both teams have reasons to win. And both teams have reasons to worry. City's form is irresistible. Their record in April is extraordinary. Their confidence is sky high. Playing at home, in front of their own fans, after a run of results that has made them believe the title is theirs to take, City go into this as the favorites. But football is not decided on paper. And Arsenal, for all their struggles, are still 6 points clear at the top of the table. They're still in control, just about. They still have the quality to cause problems, even without Saka. If Arsenal can manage the game, stay disciplined, and hit City on the counter, a draw is absolutely possible. And a draw, on this stage, would still be a hugely significant result. But a win? A win would be legendary. Whatever happens, one thing is certain. Today is not a warm-up. Today is not a rehearsal. Today is real, and it is absolutely unmissable. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss our full reaction, analysis, and breakdown of everything that happens at the Etihad. Drop your prediction in the comments right now. Do you think Arsenal hold on, or do City take over the title race? I'm reading every single one. This has been United Zoom. We'll see you on the other side.